It'll start in about 5 seconds. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday and welcome to Dog is Good, the lifestyle show. And I am Gila Kurtz. I'm the co-founder and co-owner of Dog is Good, which is a lifestyle brand for dog lovers. And I am just beyond excited, more excited than Bolo getting into a trash can, which he does on a regular basis here at Dog is Good, to talk with my guest today, and who's just such a dear friend and mentor, and share her with you. So as you pop in, please share where you are from. I know we're doing our show a little bit earlier today, and I'm hoping that you guys are taking a break from your work and joining us. But share, and also we will be popping in the link for our giveaway. So every week, if you're first joining the Dog is Good Lifestyle Show, every single week we have a giveaway, and I've got two special things that we're going to be giving away today. First is in reference to the holidays, because I know Allison, our guest, always talks about this, and I'm a firm believer in it too, and that is to always celebrate the little things.
Oh, I love that. That's adorable.
Cute, and it's on this super soft fabric, and really everybody, we rush through life so quickly, and it is important to stop and celebrate the little things and our own wins and our own successes, and just things that we overcome. And when we don't take time to do that, we're just rushing through the game, and we're missing really the bigger picture of what it's all about. But the other thing that we're going to give away is Allison's latest best-selling book called Scale or Fail. I have read this. I have outlined it in so many places, and it is such a fantastic read for anybody in a position who wants to scale what they are currently doing, particularly in business. But there's so much relevant knowledge and information in here, as well as to things that you can be doing to love your life. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. So, hey, Rhonda, I know the shirt is awesome. I'm so glad you're on, Rhonda, because Allison is the one that I was telling you about when we were in Hawaii. So she will have some great that you could use for your business. So anyway, I'm going to introduce Allison, and we're just going to have a conversation around growth, personal, business, and the role that dogs play in keeping us grounded and helping us through the whole process. So Allison Maslan is the CEO of Pinnacle Global Network, the world leader in scaling businesses. Her new book, Scale or Fail, is a Wall Street Journal bestseller that is endorsed by Barbara Corcoran and Damon John of the Shark Tank. Allison has built 10 successful companies starting out at the age of 19. Now, she and her team of CEO mentors pay it forward, helping business owners worldwide scale their company while at the same time create a passionate life. Allison has been featured in Success, Fortune, Inc. magazine, Fast Company, and Forbes, and is a regular contributor to Entrepreneur magazine and a featured expert on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN across the USA. She also hosts her weekly video podcast called Allie and You. And I want to invite you guys right now. Well, don't leave now to do this. Do this after, but we'll post the link because I listen to it every single week. Her show, it's great too, actually, because it's a video show or a podcast, however you want to listen to it. So that is called Allie and You, and it is Allie and You, the business, success, and lifestyle show. So Allison, thank you so much for just taking time out of your day to join us here at Dog is Good. Well, you're not here physically, but to join us.
Well, I have been there before, but I am thrilled. I mean, I'm so excited that we're finally doing this. So thank you for having me, Gila.
I am so thrilled too. I will tell all of you that Allison is my personal mentor, and I love sharing her as well as her entire team of mentors with everyone that I know, particularly those who do have a business. So if you are watching or are going to be watching the replay and don't have a business yet or have thought about a business, this is still valuable information. And then if you're in the throes of business and finding yourself at points in your business where you feel like people should take stock in L'Oreal because you're using it all the time now because you're growing gray hairs as a result of the challenges you're dealing with, then you need to watch and listen to Allison too. So anyway, welcome, Allison.
Thanks.
I wanted to start off by just asking the simple question. I mean, I shared your background. You are a 10-time serial entrepreneur, and along the way, I know that you've had tremendous success. You've also had experienced what all of us experience in the forms of difficulties and challenges. But what was the background or the impetus that kind of led you on the journey of following your vision for a life filled with a successful business that was more centered around your own, the lifestyle that you wanted to lead? Like what's your backstory that led up to that?
Well, I grew up in a real entrepreneurial family, and I was really raised where they were, my father, my family, my grandparents, they were just talking about business all of the time. And I tried holding a job, and 2 weeks that was the longest that I was able to make it. And I was either fired or I quit. So I knew I had to figure out this entrepreneurial thing or I was in big trouble. And I think really it's just that I had to be passionate about it. I had to be excited about it to be able to stay with it. That, it's kind of what I figured out early on. And so I started my first business at 19, which started out writing poetry for gifts and anniversaries and birthdays. And that evolved to a full service advertising public relations firm in San Diego by the time I was 25. And really, Gila, just like, I know you do this a lot, is just, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. And that really came from a willingness to ask people for help early on. So
yeah, so important. One of the things that I know to be true, and so many of our viewers can relate to as well, is that when their dogs want anything, they go after whatever they want in the moment they want it, and they do so with such fervor and energy, right out of the gate. They see something they want and they just chase after it, and part of the thrill of it all, whether they get to the end game or not, is just the joy of that journey. At what point, I see this all the time with Bolo, who chases birds. I swear she thinks she's going to get them one day, but she never does. But my point in watching her is that as I relate it back to what I see business owners go through, is they have this idea, they're incredibly passionate about it, they jump out of the gate full force, they have their visions straight ahead, they know what they want, and then they start to come up against the things that we come up against. And as you've been working with so many entrepreneurs worldwide over the years that you have, as well as the own experiences in the businesses that you've built, what happens that creates that moment of stuckness for the entrepreneur? They go from that, there's the bird, the squirrel, the ball, to, now what do I do?
Right. Yeah. So they're very excited on the get-go and even in the startup period. But as we all know, and I know you know, is that walls are going to come up. You're going to get rejections. You're going to have people quit. You're going to have products that don't work. Your best plans don't come out. And there's a real choice point there. And I think the key is that you're connected to your why. Bolo has a real strong why. Is like, she really is so determined. If that squirrel, she's dreaming of it. She's salivating. Or he is. But, I think we forget our why along the way. And when Go ahead.
Okay. When that happens, what do you suggest? I mean, how do you help a person in that situation rediscover what their original purpose is? What do they need to be doing on a daily basis to keep that top of mind? So in those moments can pass, more quickly, as opposed to being just plain stuck in the wondering
Right.
what they're doing after all.
Well, I think, over time you become more resilient. And I think that to know, first of all, it's normal for this to happen. There's nothing wrong with you. It's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's just, it is part of it. And I think we get a thicker skin after a while and we let things roll off our back instead of getting so consumed. You get into solution mode, like, okay, so what are we going to do about it? And that becomes like this automatic reflex, It's not about getting knocked down. It's how fast do we get back up? And then I think you've got to take a step back and look at getting in touch with, well, why did I get into business in the first place? What was that early motivation? What excited you? And you may need to shift the way you're working in your business. And this is the thing that we talk about all the time is, where are you spending your time?
Right.
Because you should be focused on working on the things that you love doing, that do fill you up, and delegate those other things to other people or delete them altogether.
Right.
And sometimes it's hard to see that, on your own. That's why having a mentor is so important.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm so excited to be able to talk about the mentorship opportunities that you have available for people. When I first met you, you had written, and it was a little bit older at the time, but this was your first book, Blast Off. I keep it here in my office also, a surefire success plan for launch your dreams into reality. And this is such a great Bible of information in terms of launching your dream, taking it from idea into fruition.
Yeah.
And then over the past couple of years, you have grown in what you're doing, expanded your own business into seeing that there was this void of resources available for people who were no longer just starting, taking their idea and now moving it forward, but we're now in the throes of it, full force.
Yes.
So, what was going on for you where you're like, okay, I need to just write this down and help those people who are in business and trying to 10 times their growth, but are stuck?
Right. Well, I got into helping business owners because I had so many people approaching me over the years and saying, how do you do it? Can you tell me? And I think when you're raised in something and you just, it's sort of a natural thing. It's like if you were raised around dogs, you feel really natural around them. But then when, if you weren't allowed to have pets when you were younger and then later on you were, you have to, it's like something that you learn and it's not as natural for you. And so that was a big aha, like, oh, this isn't so as easy for other people. And so I began helping people launch a business, take an idea and monetize that. I'm really good at helping people come up with ideas and I have a lot of fun with it. But then what happened was these business owners would grow to a certain point and really hit a wall. And it's a whole different set of strategies and tools from starting a business to scaling a business. And it's such a pain point for literally millions of business owners out there. I mean, I could just walk down the street and walk into different companies and see, maybe it's a family business and they're at the same level they've been year after year, maybe incremental growth, but a lot of the same challenges. And so I want to help them. I'm like, look, if you just knew these steps, it would make a whole world of difference for you.
Right. And so what do you feel pops up for these people that keeps them stuck?
So a few things. Number one is that you head into work, you've got a plan for the day, or maybe you have a strategy in place for the business, but you get sucked into this crisis or that, and you become more of a firefighter, and you're dealing with what's urgent instead of what is important. And that usually is because you don't have the right systems in place, you don't have the right team in place, and so you can't ever quite get ahead. You're always sucked back in. And it's crucial that you're staying more on that 30,000 foot view of your business. You're out there forging those powerful relationships and coming up with the creative ideas to take you to that next level. The second thing is habit. We are creatures of habit, just like our animals. And that's, we stick into what our comfort zone is, whether that's, what you eat every day to the business strategies that you use. And if you're using those same strategies you did when you started, you're going to stay at that same level. So that's a scary piece for people. So it's important when you have someone to hold your hand to let go of what you know, and take that leap. But it is absolutely crucial if you want to have that to multiply your impact and your revenue.
Right. In your book, Scale to Fail, you talk about the different stages that we go through as business owners. Can you kind of highlight those 5 stages and what it takes to go? I think a lot of people, at least the ones that I connect with, I see it, what you refer to as stage 3, so I'll let you describe that. But that push, that launch to get to stage 4 and 5, what that looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are the stages that I have taken all of my companies through. And when I work with clients that build a company that you can actually step away from. And that's the ultimate goal, is not to turn your business into a job where you're working 24/7 and working in the business. It's so that it is just on autopilot. You can step away, you can go travel, and it's continuing to grow. So phase 1 is the solopreneur, and you're the seeker. I call this phase the seeker, and you're excited, you're passionate, you're just getting out of the gate, you're starting to get some customers. You see that there could be a demand for what you have. You're really doing everything though. You're that 5-man or 5-woman band. Then it's phase 2, I call the pioneer, because you're starting to really dig deeper into this business growth. You are starting to put a small team together. You might have an assistant, a bookkeeper, a marketing person, and you're growing, and your bandwidth is starting to shrink. And even though you are delegating a little bit, you're still approving everything that goes in and out of your business. Phase 3 is where it starts to get interesting, a little bit wild. We call it the ringleader because it's a circus in phase 3. And you have to go through this phase because this is where you're really building teams. But there's a way to optimize your experience going through phase 3. And it can be a little crazy because you're just trying to figure it out. What are the right roles that you need filled? And are you hiring appropriately for those roles? You really want to get A players. And if you don't get A players, then you're continuing. These people are like a revolving door, and you're just spending so much money on hiring and training. And so it's better to take the time. There is a saying called hire slowly, fire fast, and, stretch yourself to hire up than you think that you can. And you might feel like that's a stretch financially, but it'll actually save you a lot of money in the long run. And if you have great people on staff, they're going to make you money. Your employees should be free, because they will pay for themselves in their productivity and business growth. But in phase 3, you're just starting to get more clear on what your vision is, but you're usually micromanaging. You're too involved in too many places of the business. And so you are a bottleneck, and you're choking the growth. And that's how employees feel. They feel like they're being choked because you're standing over them for every little thing. It feels like you don't trust them. So if you're constantly jumping in and rescuing your children, they're not going to spread their wings and fly. They're not even going to offer any ideas because you're going to poo-poo them anyway. So it has to get into phase 4, you have to start shifting from a boss of telling people what to do to being a leader to inspiring them into action. And that is phase 4, which I call the co-creator. And the co-creator is where you're working as a team to build the business. And I feel so blessed with our mentoring team. We do a meeting once a week, and we've been doing this, I think, for at least 6 years, every Wednesday from 8 to 10, just the mentors. And we're so connected and so bonded. And so I, as a business owner, feel like I'm not building this thing on my own, which a lot of business owners feel, just this intense pressure on their shoulders. So
I have
right?
to with you on that one. Although I sometimes feel lately I've been straddling stage 3 and 4, I will have to say without question that the A players on our team, I feel like we are truly co-creating with the common vision and goal in mind, based on our big picture.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And you'll see leaders start to emerge, and they start asking the important questions like, how do we grow profits? How do we have a better customer experience? They care. They're not just ready to clock out at 5 o'clock, It's important to them. And then, then you get into phase 5, and that's where you really step back and you just have to shut your mouth. Even though you can always add in your 2 cents, it's not always helpful, even though you think it is, but that's more of your ego. At this point, they've got it. And so then you can go travel, do whatever you want to do, start another business, get another dog. So
get more dogs. Oh my gosh. No, that's so great. One of my favorite sayings here at Dog is Good is never walk alone. It's not where you walk, it's who walks with you. I have it right here on my wall. And it couldn't be more true when it comes to one's personal growth, for sure. You are the average, as Jim Rohn says, of the 5 people that you surround yourself the most with. But also that's relevant in business too, because I don't think sometimes that business owners know how to reach out to the right resources that will not only support them, but help lift them up, that are further ahead than where they are, that can also help lift that up. And that's one of the things that I love so much about the organization that you put together, Pinnacle. Can you highlight what you have seen to be the biggest benefit from your seat, from your eye view, and having these amazing mentors that work as part of your team? So these are significantly accomplished business leaders in their own rights. Like each one of them is brilliant beyond words. And maybe just share, what their role is as part of your organization in helping others like myself and other business owners that I know to flourish and work through their challenges and to continue to grow and prosper.
I feel. Oops, we got a little bit there. Hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you good.
All right. It's just echoing on my end here. I think that, I've always had a mentor, Gila, and from the get-go. And so when I decided to start Pinnacle, it was really, I put together what worked for me. I know how hard it is to run a company and then try to get the support, and then, over here, try to get training, and over here, build your relationships and networking. And I thought, what if I could create something where everything was in one place, to simplify life, to get that support, to have not only a team that you could lean in on, but a community that you could lean in on in a safe space. And we know that life goes up and down, business goes up and down, and to be able to know that there's a team there of advisors that has your back to help you to make those crucial decisions in your business. I mean, you have one decision that you make, and it is the wrong decision, that could lead you down a path of a couple of years struggling with that.
Yeah.
So and lose, hundreds, potentially millions of dollars. And so here I am, 35 years in business, and I have a mentor. I am in a mastermind, and I just can't imagine not, why would I want to make it more difficult for myself? That just doesn't make sense to me. But, for the members in our community, it's just they move forward faster with ease. It's like, let's take your 5-year goals and get you there in a year without, as much struggle. Is there going to be hard work? Of course there's going to be hard work. Are there going to be some ups and downs? Yes, that's life. Things happen, but it's what you do with it. And that's what we help you do, is to make the decisions of what you do with it.
Right. So for our viewers watching, one of the things that I felt very, very strongly about when I first met Allison and learned about the Pinnacle Mastermind program that she does have was that very thing that I knew as a business owner, and John and I both, in order to continue to grow what we do, that we needed to get advisors outside of ourselves who were so invested in our growth and our potential, and to seek that out. And that's one of the things that I love so much about Pinnacle organization. My favorite thing that you guys do is an event in January, and I talk about it all year long. I think people who know me well probably get so sick of it. I talk about it so much, but quite honestly, if you are somebody who is running a business and you are, just looking for ways to grow, ways to expand, things to learn, people to connect with, it is my favorite event that I go to every single year, and I attend quite a few. But there is something very unique about this conference. What inspired you to launch this? Since I know this is the 8th year that you're going to be doing it. This will be my 4th attending. What was it that, you're sitting home one day and decided I think I should do this? What inspired you to, bring this to fruition?
Well, I just think that business owners, they speak their own language, Gila, and it's hard for other people to relate. But we often will feel like outsiders amongst our friends, and the people think we're crazy. So it's like, let's get all the crazy people together, and then they can feel, not so alone and support one another. I mean, I feel my mission is to just elevate consciousness, elevate people, societies through business. And, we're more powerful together. So, I didn't really know what the heck I was doing 8 years ago. This was a big leap for me. But I knew after like 5 minutes of starting that first event, I could get a sense of the transformation that was going to happen in that room. And now thousands of people have attended this event we now call Level Up Live. And it truly is a game changer. Going home from there, you have a completely different way of looking and approaching your business that you did on Friday than when you leave on Sunday. And that's why we take 3 days, so that you can have all those breakthroughs and come up with these, $1 million ideas that you can go implement, but also have, the support around you to make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's what I find the most relevant when I attend the event, is the opportunity to connect with so many other like-minded individuals, and to have the speakers who are teaching and sharing open up new pathways that enable not only myself, but the others around me to look at what I'm doing and offer new ideas, new ways of looking at it, even if it's just a 10% course correction. It's amazing how I will say this: last year, in our business, after that event and after connecting with you and the mentors that I work with through Pinnacle, we totally did shift what we're offering. And where it's really fascinating, and you just don't even realize the trickle effect of not only you, but your team, is our pop-up shop. The Dog is Good pop-up shop program came out as a result of the things that we're doing. from that event and from working with you. And that has enabled many people this year to start their own businesses using our brand, the Dog is Good brand, and create revenue for themselves, create a whole new fun adventure for themselves, and the stories that we get back. So it's just interesting how we don't really ever fully know how we are going to touch lives beyond the people that we see physically straight right in front of us. But it's been tremendous as a result of learning.
It's just been so fun to see you, and I've had the pleasure of working with you all this time, Gila, is taking a typical model of a product selling on the retail and doing it the way that it's always done, not always huge margins, right? Because you're wholesaling, to then get creative and come up with all these other ways to do business within your business, all these other revenue streams, whether it's licensing or the exhibitor program or signature program. And I think there's so many business owners missing out because they're just doing it, like I said, habit, same old, but then you don't really stand out, And in this day and age, you've got to stand out or you're going to get disrupted. So we really show you at the Level Up Live, you leave with a plan, but a whole new way, added revenue streams, new ways to outshine your competitors and so forth. So it's amazing. I'm really excited. And the speakers we have this year are off the charts.
Yes, I am very excited about that. So, but you guys, I'm going to put in the links where you can go and register for this event. Now, I know it sells out every single year. I know that right about now, it is just about full. I remember every year by mid-December, there's limited seating left. So if you know somebody who is a business owner, I am not kidding you. I cannot stress it enough. They need to come for fun to Southern California. Like, who doesn't want to be in the sunshine in Southern San Diego that weekend, the last weekend of January. It's January 18th through 20th. We'll put the link and all the information in there. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to check that out and to share the information with your friends, because it's many of you know people who own dog stores or dog-related businesses and other businesses as well. It's not, and that's what I love about it too. I get to connect with so many other business owners and learn about what they're doing and apply some of the things that they're doing to my own business too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
one thing I want to say about that, Gila, just super quickly, is that it's a busy time of year. And a lot of people are really busy, and the thought of getting away for 3 days can feel overwhelming. Mm-hmm. But then what happens is that you just stay in the grind of what you're doing. And that's why I do this work. And then it's December again, and you look at your P&L and you're kind of at the same place. So you have to be willing to do something uncomfortable, step away, and really get the time to think and get the direction. So taking 3 days away from your life to focus on building your plan for the year literally changes the trajectory of your entire year.
Yeah, I could not agree more. One of the things I always share with folks when I'm talking to them about for covered wisdom or other things is take a look at how we enhance the life of our dogs on a daily basis. We will do anything and everything to ensure that our pets live the life of their dreams, right? And we don't often gift ourselves with that same grace. And part of that, to me, it's kind of a thing that I'm using moving forward is I am committed to loving myself in the same capacity that I do my dog, and giving to myself all those things that I would naturally and unconditionally and without thought give to my dog. Because not only do I deserve it, but by doing that for myself, the impact that I can have on others' lives is significant. And those people can then impact others, and so on and so forth. And it truly is a ripple effect.
For sure.
So one thing, there's a couple of things I just wanted to ask you, that just some fun stuff. So first off, I know just because I got to do it at your house, that you have a pretty unique hobby that not everybody can say they do. And I just wanted you to maybe share a little bit of that fun stuff with our audience too.
Well, Gila, you actually were really good up there. I'm a trapeze artist, and I've been flying on the flying trapeze, like in the circus, for the last 20 years. And it is a big passion of mine. A year ago, I had one built in my backyard. Actually, my husband and I bought a house I don't know if he had the same intention, but I wanted a house with a yard big enough that I could put a full-size flying trapeze in. And so it's like my moving meditation. When I'm up there, I am not thinking about anything but being up there and staying focused. And it has helped me to be a better business owner. But I would say you don't have to do the trapeze, but you should have something that stretches you outside of your business, something that you're passionate about, where you can get creative, and it really helps you kind of shut off all the to-dos and those things and just really be in this place of pure passion and fun.
When I got to do the trapeze, which I absolutely do love and want to do more of, is I noticed the same thing with trapeze as I do with dogs, in that dogs are so present, right? I just wrote about this about 2 hours ago. Presence of mind of dogs. I got to move around a little bit, come back. But anyway, when you're on the trapeze, you have to be you can only think exactly about what you are doing right in that moment. There is no room for anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's like forced meditation in a sense, because you truly are in the moment. And that's very enlivening, to just be really in that present moment. And I think that's the goal always. And in business too, it really is about the journey. Business owners are all about the goal, which is important, and we want to get to that higher level. But if you're not having fun in the process to get there, then you're missing out on most of your life.
Right. So that's such a great sentiment. So I know that with trapeze, you probably garner a lot of anecdotal lessons that you can apply to growing business and living your life. I do the same with dogs. So I wanted to ask you, I know you have two awesome dogs, Daisy, who's a bulldog, and Sam, who's a golden retriever. What would you say is the most important anecdotal lesson that you've learned from them that you apply to your daily life and business?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I just, like everybody that's watching this right now, I get so much joy from my dogs. And I will say, Daisy and I think she's my soul dog. That feeling when your dogs look at you and they know exactly what is going on. Yeah. Or if I'm upset, she just is always there. And, I'm so used to living this business life. I've been doing it for 35 years. And it's always different. Every day is different. And I love that. But to have the constant of her and her love there for me. And she just takes so much joy in the attention and, the kisses and the snuggles and the playing the ball and all that kind of stuff. The other thing I would say is that her persistence, like you were talking about earlier, oh my gosh, like when she wants something, forget it. It's just, it doesn't matter. Like she could sit, if there's a ball under the couch, hours, until we stop what we're doing. And she has confidence. She has absolutely no problem disrupting, getting her voice heard. Yesterday, though, she was chasing around our kitchen, like whatever that thing is in the middle of your kitchen. I can't think of the word, but yeah, the island. Our cleaning woman, Lilia, who's been with us forever, loves Daisy, but her sister came over, and whatever Daisy got up her butt, she was chasing her around the island. And thank God my husband was home to stop her, but the more she was running, the more Daisy was running after her. She was like the squirrel, So, and Daisy's 11, so she's, she's up there in age, but man, her spirit is still there. So, I just think that stubbornness, that persistence, you've got to infuse that from somewhere, and that's what keeps that spunkiness in life through the good and the bad, for sure.
I cannot agree more. Being persistent, so key, and every dog is persistent in what they do. And that is, like, to me, one of the top lessons I learned from dogs as well. So if you were a dog, Allison, what breed would you be?
Oh my gosh. That's a good question.
You really should ask Mike what breed you are.
Oh, what breed I am. I should ask him. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we have a golden too, so maybe a golden retriever. Daisy, I love, but man, she's slobbers and snores, and she's just. I mean, it's only a mother could love, right? But yeah, I don't know. I think the golden retriever is a little bit more elegant, and liking the look of the hair, right? So
yeah, I would say, just because I know you, to me, I would describe you as a cross between a golden retriever, yes, playfulness, you play, and kind and loyal, and also I would say like a Vishla, because so lean and athletic and sporty, and then also okay, this is without the drool, okay, very smart yet calm and like caring and word, I don't mean to use the word rescue, but just provide comfort to those around you. So that you would be that cross for me.
Aw.
Dogs.
I'm gonna have to look those dogs up so
Yeah.
I get more of an idea.
Yeah. So fill in this blank, and then we will end our time together. And I'll recap what I would love for people to check out. That dog is my
peace.
I like that.
Yeah, that's my centering, for sure. Is my peace.
So, okay, Allison, first off, thanks. I know you're so busy, so I'm so grateful for your time here today. And I just want to recap for everybody watching. This is kind of a special show that I wanted to do because Allison is a dog lover, but also as my mentor, I want to share her and her gifts and the gifts of her team, who so works so hard to help foster the growth of others. And I want to pay it forward and share that with you guys, and make sure you know I'm getting out of the sunshine that's coming in my window right now. So please take a look at the link. Please share with those people in your life who run a business that is running their lives. It is a great community to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs, and the event is absolutely phenomenal. You don't want to miss it. So that would be the Level Up Live event in January. And I'm super excited to be there. I'm grateful again for all of the knowledge, wisdom, guidance, friendship, coaching, and education that I've received over the course of now 3 years, going on 4, with you and the amazing team that you've put together. It is, I can't say enough about it. So with that, and I just want to say, did anybody have any questions or any comments that they wanted to share? You're welcome to do that. I'm going to ask you guys to share the broadcast, and we'll be posting everywhere as well. But let me just see. There we go. Okay. If not, we will end here. And Allison, thanks again. Have a wonderful Wednesday, everybody. Just a reminder, enter to win your free Celebrate the Little Things t-shirt, which is awesome. So super cute. And Allison's book, Scale or Fail, is a great gift for anybody. And if you want more than this, you can also get it on Amazon as well, right? Is that where they can get it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll provide the link too. Great. Excellent. Thank you guys. Thanks, Allison. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
Thanks so much, Gila. This was awesome. Bye.
Hold on one sec, Allison. We're just ending. I'll just get us off.